Hey, how's it going, boys? Welcome back to another beautiful video. Welcome. It's a really sunny day outside, and I'm ready to do some fun stuff in this channel. So lately, I've been thinking about something that's quite depressing, but trust me, don't view it as something depressing, man. It's just normal stuff. I've been thinking about people getting dealt the short hand of the stick. People who are just so unlucky in life that they may contract a certain illness or fucking something, and they eventually die from it. Or maybe they were born with something that just doesn't make them live a normal life and just suffer all day. Damn, bro, things like that. When I think about that, it's just stupid. I can't wrap my head around the fact that people do get unlucky and they have to live with that all their life. There was a time where I never ever had that thought crossed in my mind. And the reason why I've been experiencing these thoughts recently was because of a gym event that scarred me deep down. This gym event scared me to death. I thought I was dying. Long story short, yeah, I thought I was going to die. And it led me down this rabbit hole full of anxiety and stress. The thing that I don't like about that event was not the event itself, but the reason it happened at a moment in my life where I genuinely had it good. I was going to the gym 6 days a week, and I'm currently on a bulk, and I was coming off the greatest shape I've ever been. And I'm back home with my family chilling, and one day, all that shit just got turned upside down, and it sucks. And all I can think about at that time was how unlucky I was. Like, why was it me? Why did God put this on me, during the best moments in my life? And since then, I've actually had my first several panic attacks. I never had one before. I was always an anxious kid, but I never had a panic attack before. And it's so fucking scary. And along with that are some genuinely crash out moments that made me develop some kind of health anxiety or cardiophobia, something like that. Shit is not fine. Even talking about it kind of triggers me a little bit. But point is, this period of my life really affected the man I am now. Fast forward a couple years, and here I am. I'm chilling. Just graduated out of college like 4 months ago, and those patterns are still deeply ingrained in me. I'm trying to change them every single day. I still do. But I guess one thing that changed was how I view things. Somewhere down the road, I started moving away from ruminating about my situation and myself to ruminating on why people in general can be given these like fucky moments. And that led me down a hole of just questioning my beliefs and the world as a whole. It's not good, bro. It really fucks up your brain. I ask myself, like, why do bad things happen to people? Like, why does it seem like bad things happen to good people? Or in general, why do bad things happen to people? This got me thinking that there are a lot of people who are just unluckier than me, I guess, even though I'm quite unlucky. What started off as letting my frustrations toward myself, I actually turned those frustrations to the world. Why do people experience bad things? Not bad in the sense that they scrape their knee or something, but bad as in like the worst fate imaginable. Like, what does the world do when the world picks a random guy? Like, that's just so scary. Thinking like that, it always makes it seem that my feelings become invalidated, but it doesn't really make my feelings invalidated. Rather, I kind of feel this deep sense of empathy. And I guess this is the message for this video that I want you guys to hear. We live in a society shit. No, we live in a world where shit can happen to you, and more so to other people around you, even the people who you love, who you don't think are going to get something bad happen to them. I believe that every sane individual goes through a moment in their life where everything is going sideways, nothing's working for them, really fucked up moment in his life. And as much as I believe that, I also strongly believe that the lessons that come from these period of suffering in their life are greatly important than the suffering itself. And I do have to say that people, there are some people out there who are not going to be able to learn these lessons after this bad point in their life because they're just unaware, or sadly because they're not given the time to do it in this lifetime. And that's fucking sad. And so I kind of want to make this video. Some bad shit sometimes, some bad shit happens, and all you got to do is just hope for the best for yourself. And that's the harsh truth. But one lesson that I always observe from people coming out of this period in their life is this deep sense of just being altruistic and loving other people. This is anecdotal, but you can see this among the greatest humans ever to live. Athletes and successful people, they all tend to have a period in their life which shapes them to be more open to people or to give to people more. Humans are social creatures, and sometimes we live for ourselves. And I, for one, am an individualistic person. And I have to say that, this may have contributed to the suffering that I put on myself. It may have led me to that gym incident. There's this false instinct to shield and isolate when we're alone. But I think we shouldn't always be like that all the time. You can ball up in your cocoon, but you also got to transform and live life. I really believe that if I had learned this lesson before I was going through this stuff, I wouldn't even have gotten through all that pain. And that's why I'm saying this to you, to sort of give you my lessons, like give the lessons that I've learned without the pain. And that lesson is kind of corny, but I think any sane people, any normal people, or someone who's mature enough to understand this, that, you should go and help people more. You should focus your whole life for others. Build a community. Life is not about vanity and all that stuff. Do what you got to do, work for a living, but most importantly, out of everything else, work for the people. That's what matters. You want to help people more. Do something that helps people, not only to suit their needs at the moment, but also to leave an everlasting impact for them. And the more you do that, the more you actually turn outwards. And when I had this realization in my head, I started to think more about other people and care more for the little things instead of my own self, like why I'm here, why I'm currently experiencing these bad things happening to my life. And I started doing something that I never done before, which was trusting people and depending on them. I've been so caught up in my own mind that I think I've walked right straight to the suffering because I was just relying on myself. And that's just crazy. I grew up Christian, but I kind of do believe in this Buddhist philosophy. I think Buddha or like Hindu, I don't fucking know. It's karma. I kind of believe on that. And even with people who don't believe in God, I do think that karma is the most logical concept that an atheist can grasp. And, you just gotta love, bro. And I guess that's the message. I guess you just have to open up yourself more when you're down. Maybe the solution to all of your problems is to help people and not always focusing on why I'm like this, why am I like this, like what diagnosis I have, like what A, B, C, D, E, F, G. No, you should try to focus on just helping people, man. And one final thing before I end this episode or video. Altruism is kind of like a drug, but please don't use it for the sole purpose of becoming better. You have to realize that helping people is not about you. It's about the other person being affected. So if you're down in the depths, please honor that. Stay in that cocoon for as long as you want. But one day, where you do have the strength to go out of that cocoon, I know you're going to be great. So peace out, boys. Just a quick video. Love you.